So, if we stick to the plan, we should be able to narrowly save the people of Metropolis from the evil aliens again.
All right.
All right.
Great.
So we'll take off in 5 minutes. Any questions?
No.
Excuse me, fellas.
Wonder Woman.
I came as soon as I heard. Last I checked, I was part of the Justice League, too.
How did you find out about this meeting? We didn't post it on Pinterest.
How many times do we have to go through this? I am just as much of a superhero as you guys are.
Really? We thought by now you just want to teach second grade or something.
Okay, can we stop with the generalizations, please? Frankly, it's pretty sexist.
I'm not sexist. Being sexist is wrong. Yeah. And being wrong is for women.
Why don't you want me to help you? My weapons are awesome. The lasso of truth is legit.
Oh, that's a weapon?
What else would I use it for?
Dry our clothes on it?
I have an invisible jet.
Yeah, so no one can see what a bad driver you are.
9 billion names of pod.
From Atlanta,
where next month we're sending a Han Solo cosplayer to the House of Representatives.
it's the 9 Billion Names of Pod with Dan Bauman and Michael Reed. I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm gonna vote my ass off.
So let's talk about some stuff.
We only talk about the most fabulous, the most gorgeous,
Oh gosh,
the most golden stuff ever.
Yeah, we're coming up on the June 20th. Well, in a few weeks, the runoff.
And just a few days shy of a month.
Of a month, yeah.
I mean, we're recording on the 26th, and it's on the 20th. About 3. No, it's closer to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, so apparently,
flip that 6th. The weird thing is, I tried voting for that and we're evidently not exactly in the 6th district.
All right, well,
like,
hey, we want everyone that's eligible to vote, and we don't want people that are not eligible to vote because, that's what Republicans do.
Right. And they also try to stop the people being able to register to vote for the.
Oh yes. Hey, if they could summon a tornado in every Democratic district in America on any voting day, they would do so.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But anyway, yeah. So that's they tried to attack him in this district by saying, "Look, he was playing like he's Han Solo." And you do realize that Dragon Con is here.
Yeah.
That's like
100,000 people.
Yeah. That's like saying, and for mayor of San Diego, he surfs. Can you believe it? Like, yeah, we totally can.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What was with those weird San Francisco ads? Have you seen those?
No.
There's these weird ads of people in San Francisco, like, backing John Ossoff for saying, he's part of it. We're proud to say. Is there a sister city thing or
no? My guess is that those are attack ads.
They don't seem to be though,
because what happens is San Francisco is like the bastion of the worst of liberal ideas, according to the Republicans. So Nancy Pelosi, is it Pelosi? Yeah, Pelosi's. Is Pelosi from there? Yeah, I think she is.
Okay.
And Dianne Feinstein, I know, is out of San Francisco. I don't know if Pelosi is. But anyway, if you say San Francisco liberal, every Republican in the country knows, oh my gosh, these are the ones that wanted to, give hand jobs to the homeless or something. Seriously. I mean, in their defense, slightly, there's been some kooky ideas coming out of San Francisco, like giving the homeless card readers so they could panhandle and take credit cards.
Yeah.
That's a little, it's like, hey, if someone wants to do that without government money, sure. If that's where you want to spend your philanthropic money,
right,
knock yourself out. Let's not make that a policy.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with politics sometimes, is that liberals are kind of dumbasses sometimes, and it makes it really hard.
There's a reason they're called bleeding heart liberals.
Yeah.
But what about the, Republicans, 0.1% of the money that goes to help people is being abused. So fuck the entire 100% of them.
Yeah.
Whereas we're going only 0.1%? that's great because the 99+% are getting helped.
Well, that's the one thing. Yeah, the Republicans are way more like organized than the liberals.
Oh well, they've got hate radio and Fox TV.
Well, they've got an agenda that they
tell them
all
what to
stick
think.
to, as opposed to everybody trying to save the world. But
Yeah,
enough of that.
that's not a palate cleanser. That's I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
that's lick the barroom floor. That's
Right.
not a palate cleanser.
Right. Well, let's start off. There was some sad news this week with a
Take your.
well in the nerd realm.
Well, we probably should lead with the saddest news.
that's what I'm
Just
talking about. Yeah. Well, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Manchester, man.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, if you're listening to this podcast,
yeah, we're gonna go Republicans bad, and then we're going to talk about some fun stuff. Don't worry, don't worry.
We're going in order of badness. So Republicans definitely first,
top, yeah.
Then the
Manchester. That's
that
nuts.
that. Well, I mean, France had it with the Bataclan and Eagles of Death Metal,
Right.
and now the UK gets it at an Ariana Grande concert. Now, I'm going to go ahead and step out on a ledge here and say that most of the people that are listening to our podcast are probably out of the Ariana Grande demo.
Most likely, yes.
Because from what I understand, she's like 22 and appeals to like 8 to 18 or something like that.
Yeah, she's a tween pop star.
I've seen a picture. She's very cute. I don't think I've heard any of her music.
She's very talented. She
that's
does,
good.
dopey pop shit, but when she does other things, it's like, okay, she can actually sing. She's actually very, very talented.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, you know what? The Beatles had their shooby dooby doo, she loves me, yeah, period. And
well,
then
she's a Disney kid. She
Right.
came out of a Disney show.
Look at what happened to one of the most notorious Disney kids.
Well, yeah.
Miley.
Yeah, she's hugely successful.
She's hugely successful.
You know.
She's got some decent material-ish.
Yeah, she has a couple of really good songs. I mean, Wrecking Ball is actually a really good song.
It is.
And like some of that song, The Climb, that she had a couple years ago was good. You know, she's talented too. She just went way wacky off the rails.
She was like, oh, no, you can't wear a skirt below, you have to keep it below your knee. She's like, oh, really? Well, now that I'm free, I'm going to wear 2 pasties and a piece of dental floss.
And then not wear any of that.
And that's, yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, she's very fit.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Yeah.
And her cover of Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House and Jolene by Dolly Parton.
I've heard the Jolene. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a talented singer. Like that's the thing. Disney doesn't screw around with that. They put out like the kids that they groom are all crazy.
Right.
Talented.
They're not getting somebody in there that's cute and adorable that needs all auto tune. They're like, you know what, cute and adorable.
Yeah, well,
is a
we
dime
don't
a
have
dozen.
time for that. Yeah.
Let's get someone and we're gonna have to spend.
We're going to build triple threats.
$10,000 a song.
They
in
can all
post-
act, sing,
right.
and dance. All of them.
We don't want to spend $10,000 in post production auto tuning your shit. How about you be on key and pitch right from the beginning?
Yeah,
from the get go.
Yeah. So yeah,
But yeah, that's just.
I mean, it's bad enough. I mean, doing that at a concert, in a concert venue is absolutely despicable.
But
of
with
course.
that demo,
it's kids.
yeah.
I mean, 8-year-old kids. That's where we're at, and
You know what? I'm going to go the same number of shows I've always gone to. I'm not, I'll get it this way. The chances of getting blowed up at a show are very slim. And if that happens to me, so be it.
yeah, that's
I'm
never
not
even
changing,
crossed my mind.
I'm not
Yeah.
changing a goddamn thing.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's ridiculous. No one should even consider that. Yeah, is it a real problem? Yeah, is in this day and age it is a threat. But I mean, it's
I just shudder to think about if something along that scale happened here in America, what the what the Rancid Cheeto would do. I mean, he keeps trying to do this Muslim ban, and the courts keep going, not constitutional. All the Republican Party can't understand why you can't ban Muslims. Like, because we're set up as a country of freedoms, not of strictures and equal protection. And
yeah, I don't even want to get into the Republican body slamming the news reporter and then winning the goddamn seat.
Well, here's the thing: in Montana, the the vote by mail is more than 2/3 of the entire vote.
Well, Montana's enormous, and
Yeah, exactly.
There's not a lot of huge cities.
Yeah, that's exactly the case.
Yeah.
And their mail-in thing is huge there. So by the time Gian, I can't remember.
I don't even know how to pronounce
Can't
it.
remember it, but he slammed that reporter from The Guardian. It was the day before the election.
Mm-hmm.
All those mail-in ballots were already locked in.
Yeah.
Now, if this had happened a month ago, maybe.
Right. He still needs to be prosecuted for assault.
Oh, and he has been charged.
Yeah, he needs to.
And here's the thing: they will, but there's a possibility that the House could deny seating him. Could say, no, we're not going to seat you. That's the thing they can do. They won't.
They won't. Yeah.
They won't. Even though his campaign lied immediately, said that the reporter attacked him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, witnesses came up in an audio recording. You're like, oh well, yeah, that happened. Okay.
Yeah, and then the right wing are like, well, now we gotta, show you the press how to keep, should stay in line, and this and that. It's like, are you absolutely out of your minds? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, press is the enemy. They're the enemy of the country.
Oh, yeah, fake news. Yeah.
Yeah, all this Russia stuff, totally fake.
Yeah.
Totally fake.
Totally fake.
All right, I'm already depressing myself with this episode.
Okay,
So Manchester,
all right.
a little more close to the nerdosphere.
Yeah, our hearts go out. I mean, Ariana Grande, she canceled.
She canceled the rest of her tour.
Well, till I don't think it was the entire tour, but I think she's canceled a bunch of like a leg of the tour.
Oh, I heard it was the whole tour, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Because
okay.
she was only going to be doing like 3 dates in England.
Oh, okay.
And Manchester was date 1, so she definitely canceled the remaining 2 in England. And I think she was going to go to Europe after that. Now, today I saw a news thing that she said she's going to come back to Manchester and play a free show.
Yeah.
Or play a benefit show. So I guess you pay to get in, but the money goes to help.
Yeah, a charity show.
And you know what? If that had happened here and it was an Ariana Grande show, sure, I'd show my support, at least by donating. Maybe I wouldn't subject myself to her music, but I'm like, I'm not going to buy a ticket, or maybe I'll buy a ticket for a little kid who might want to go.
There you go. Yeah, I would do that because you and me walking into an Ariana Grande concert would, that's red flags.
It's
right
just
there.
like, what? Why? No. Yeah. So
two middle-aged men were wrestled to the ground at a.
Speak for yourself. I'm a spry 25.
Okay, one more depressing thing, and then we'll get on to some better things. Some really bad news came out this week with, and I put up a post saying that we give him a lot of shit on the show, but Zack Snyder, his daughter committed suicide, and having had a friend who did that, it's bad. I can only imagine what having a family member do that would do to you,
and your own flesh and your child.
Yeah, your child of all things.
Yeah.
I didn't really see the details of it.
Don't really need to know.
No. That's
It's
private.
It's morbid curiosity for
It
a
doesn't
lot of people.
really
For me,
matter.
It's like it happened. That's why. And the reason it's news and we're mentioning it, obviously, is because he was working post-production on Justice League.
Yep.
And he had to step away from post and from doing some reshoots.
Well, he said he was going to try to go back. He said because this happened evidently in like March or April. And
oh, it did?
Yeah.
I thought it was more recent.
No, it was a little while ago.
They must have kept it chill.
They kept it. Yeah, they kept it within
well,
the family.
Good. Not everything is for everyone's consumption.
Right, and he said he tried. He was going to try to go back, and he went back and did a little more post, and he said it didn't feel right. So because they're going to embark on some pickup shoots and adding scenes and writing some new scenes, and he said it was just too much. It didn't seem as important as dealing with his family.
Hey, we love those big superhero films, but real life really takes precedent.
So like I said, we give him a lot of shit, but this is our hearts go out to him. As cliche as that sound, it's a terrible thing.
I don't keep him in my prayers at all.
No.
Because I don't pray.
No, that's pointless.
But I acknowledge his pain, and I say
I feel terrible for him.
That's a bad thing. And
well, the only good thing to come out of that, or at least a positive, is that Joss Whedon is going to take over post and write some new scenes. And
Oh, is he going to do some writing?
he's going to write, from what I understand, he is going to write some scenes, and he's going to direct a couple of pickup shoots, and then finish up the movie. And that's a really good way to kind of usher him into the DCU and maybe get his hands on some stuff.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, to set up stuff for his Batgirl movie.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, because isn't he doing...
He's doing Batgirl.
Batgirl, but I thought he's not doing Sirens of Gotham. Is
No. David Ayer, who did Suicide Squad, is
Suicide?
doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're him and Margot Robbie are doing that together. So, so, this he might be able to set up Batgirl.
Could be.
Yeah, or
Could
at
be.
least...
Or, no offense, Mr. Snyder, but save him from himself in a couple of scenes where he can just like...
He can clean up some...
It's like, Zach, you're doing what you normally do. Let me just tweak that so it's better.
Yeah, he's probably not going to have that much sway on it.
No.
It's been in the can for, well, not in the can, but it's been in post for a while, so there's not much he can do.
Those reshoots...
Oh yeah, Rogue One. Look at it. I mean, they fucking redid that movie halfway through.
Let's see. It's let's see. Did that pay off? Let me check. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it paid off just fine.
And just finally getting getting Joss in on the DCU a little bit. Could be good. It's a terrible way out. This is not. I wanted him to come in.
It's like Joss is like, I kind of got burned out over at Marvel.
Yeah.
But if you're going to treat me better, I could be your auteur over here.
Well, he didn't, they were getting too big. The movies were getting too big, and he had too many restrictions. He's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to make a movie. And, Well,
because if you, let's say in a 2-hour film, the Marvel Universe required 85 minutes of this stuff that has to happen because it's linked to 9 other projects, and it gives him 20 minutes to do his thing that he wants to do.
Right.
It's not satisfying.
And for some reason, that movie in particular seemed to do that. It was like there was so many, not Easter eggs, but trails.
You talking about Ultron?
Yeah. There were so many breadcrumb trails that had to be started in that movie that there was no movie. It's not that he was like, I didn't get to do anything with Ultron. That was my whole thing.
It's the Avengers prequel film.
Yeah.
Not prequel of the Avengers, prequel to like 9 other films that are about to happen.
To Ragnarok. Yeah. And I didn't want to do the whole Thor in the water that didn't make any sense thing.
I need me some Ragnarok, man.
Oh, it's looking good.
It's weird. It's usually the second film in a series that's the best one, and you're usually right in there with it. I could give less of a shit about Thor. I saw the first one, didn't like it. It was fine.
It's okay. I
didn't even see the second one, and don't miss it. And then I saw the trailer for Ragnarok. I'm like, that is amazing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You have no need to see the second one. It had no impact on anything. I mean, I think there was... The very, very, very end had a thing, and I will tell you that later, before the movie, and that's the only thing you need to know.
I mean, I probably will see it at some point.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's not, it's not like see it first weekend.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's not Guardians of the Galaxy got to see it first weekend.
Yeah.
So.
Another kind of bummer of a thing, but not wholly unexpected, is that they canceled Powerless. For real.
Yeah.
I'm not at all surprised. I liked it. It was fun.
I liked it. It was growing on me. And you know what it takes to get me to watch a half-hour comedy on American broadcast television?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so few of them that are worth anything.
Yeah.
And Powerless was getting there. It
was fun.
Quite there.
It was fun. It was cute. The little ties to the DCU that they did, I liked. It was fun. It was all right. But
Alan Tudyk, man.
Alan Tudyk was great. I mean, he's just great in everything. Just, when you cast Alan Tudyk and say, go be as ridiculous as you want, I mean, you're gonna get gold.
Or gold press latinum.
Gold press latinum.
Whoops, nope, wrong universe.
Wrong franchise.
Well, they dropped a trailer for Star Trek Discover.
I know. I heard it's pretty good. I didn't see it.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. There was another Star Trek trailer that dropped, but apparently the ship is not called Enterprise. It's called the Orville.
Did you see that?
I did.
I am very happy about that.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane's on board, and
Well, here's the thing: they'll do a full season without a doubt. There's no way he owns.
he
half
has
of Fox.
he has enough clout.
Yes.
To
Well, he could do anything he wants. That's why he was able to do this. That's why
he brought fucking Nova back.
That's why he was able to do that.
Or
He was
Cosmos.
Like,
Cosmos.
He's like, I want to do a thing, and they were like, oh yes, Mr. MacFarlane. I watched.
I will withhold from you my gay horse and fighting chicken. Okay, sure. All right, you may have them now.
I watched the Orville, the trailer, like the extended trailer, and I was like giggling the whole time. I was like, this looks fun. It's like a dopey Saturday Night Live sketch with really good budget.
Yeah,
really,
I'm looking
really
at the
high
effects
budget.
going, wow, this
is better than Next Generation.
Yeah, it's not, or at least equal to the special effects of 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So, because I think Next Generation went off the air in '94.
Off the air. It came on in '90, I want to say.
Oh God, no.
'91.
No, good grief! There's at least 6 seasons of it.
Okay.
So it launched in the 80s.
Was it 88? Okay, 80. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Something 88, 89, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I remember because I had moved up to Los Angeles in '94, and like one of the first nights in my new apartment was the
finale.
The finale.
Yep.
So.
Yep. We had a little postmortem, little party for that. All Good Things, it was called.
Yep, that's exactly it.
So
I'm looking okay at Orville.
Yeah, that kind of came. I heard he was doing it, and I was like, this will be stupid. But it doesn't look crude. It doesn't look.
I don't want
overly crude.
I don't want Ted the space movie,
right?
With fart jokes and dick jokes.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure there'll be one. I'm sure there'll be a fart joke, and I'm sure there'll be a dick joke here and there.
I want the comedy of Galaxy Quest.
Yes,
not the comedy of Ted. Basically, the Ted films, or Family Guy. Really. Yeah, we've got Family Guy for that.
Yeah, and Family Guy, they very often just do stuff to get away with it. They do.
Of course. They're pushing the envelope because I didn't say the naughty word, so
right. And sometimes just the gross out stuff. It's like, hey, remember when you canceled me twice? Yeah, I'm going to do this and make billions of dollars for you. So,
so it could be good. It could be good. Basically, I think most of the broadcast shows are wrapping up this week or next, and then we've got the summer stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So. We'll probably do an episode on what's going to keep us entertained for the summer.
Yeah. You
know what I'm watching right now?
What?
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, damn.
I'm not ready for that.
Dude.
I'm not ready for that.
Black Mirror is a cheery, happy-go-lucky date episode compared to Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, that's the next thing I'm getting into, just so we can finally do the episode about it.
Probably gonna watch your Black Mirror.
Yeah,
There are some episodes where you will just want to eat a bullet afterwards, but there are some.
Good.
But there are some where oh wow, that is really beautiful. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it. San something. It's the 6th episode of the 3rd season.
Okay.
San Junipero.
Okay.
That one makes me very happy.
Okay.
And it's my favorite episode.
Okay.
So that's something that's worthy of checking out.
Mm-hmm.
Handmaid's Tale. It hurts to watch it because the way I could see a way that this country could go, I could see that becoming very much a reality.
Didn't some women protest by wearing those outfits and going to some function or something?
They protested it?
Yeah. No. They didn't. They protested the government, the resistance movement.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
I'm fairly certain
because basically
I saw that.
the red outfit and the white hood or bonnet, I guess, not really a hood, is basically the uniform of the handmaiden.
Right.
And let's face it, the Republicans love to legislate women's bodies.
Yeah.
Government should stay out of people's lives, except if you're gay, or if you're non-Christian, or if you're a female, or if you want to have some sex, or if you want to have... But aside from all that, We stay out of our business.
Now, was that based on a book?
Yes, Margaret Atwood.
Okay.
1988?
Oh, okay.
Something like
I
that.
thought it was older than that.
No, not older. You're thinking of Chaucer. There's The Handmaid's Tale. That's completely unrelated to
No,
this.
I was thinking of like Brave New World or something.
Oh,
like,
nowhere near that. No, and Margaret's, I'm pretty darn sure she's still with us. In fact, I know she is.
Okay.
So, they did a film adaptation, I want to say in the 90s with, I want to say Robert Duvall.
Okay.
And
Sounds about right.
Did not see it. Because at the time I hadn't read the book, and I've read the book and didn't go back to the movie, but now I'm watching the series, and it's and of course on tap right now, American Gods has started.
I know. I read I think half of that book, and then I think it was like right when we were moving and starting the new job, and like I got packed in a box and I never got to finish it. Yeah.
Well, that's the next thing I'm going to tackle. So, but we still haven't done our Breaking Bad episode yet. Still waiting.
Yep. I know.
As soon as you watch that, I won't be able to needle you about it anymore. It's like, there's this great sitcom. It's called I Love Lucy. Have you caught up on that yet? I know it's rather fresh, and haven't got a chance.
See, that I've seen.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, look out, kids. Our I Love Lucy episode will be coming up
Our hot take on I Love Lucy.
Yes, exactly.
Still, my favorite character name of all time is Fred Mertz. I don't know why, just always made me laugh.
I can never say Vegemita vitamin right, because that's not right.
That's the other one. Vitamita Vegemin.
Is it Vitamita Vegemin?
It's Vitamita Vegemin.
Yeah, see, that's exactly. For some reason.
See, we do know about it.
Yeah, of course.
See, I was a big fan of the Honeymooners growing up. Back in New York.
Domestic violence. Thrilling.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes.
That's back when abusing your wife was funny.
Well,
See,
the thing about it is...
He never actually
He
did.
never would, and she knows it, and she calls him out on it every time. And that's the
if
beauty
for some
of it.
reason he did, she'd turn around and jujitsu his ass. I have a feeling.
They did that as a cutaway on Family Guy. He's
Of
like, to the
course.
moon, Alice. She's like, yeah, shut up. And he knocks her out and then like slowly backs out of the door. It's terrible, but... New York. It's funny. I'm listening to Gilbert Gottfried's podcast and some of Kevin Smith's stuff.
God, the caloric intake that he must imbibe, consume to be able to continue to do this.
Like that.
I mean, I just get tired looking at him perform because it's like it seems every sinew in his body is just tensed up, going.
I've actually seen him live. My sister worked when she was going to college at Hofstra University. She worked at the performing arts venue, and she's like, "Hey, come out to school this weekend. Gilbert Gottfried's playing." And I mean, this is like 1985, 6, something like that.
So when you were 3.
Yeah, exactly. And I got to see Gilbert live, and I got to have his autograph somewhere. But his podcast is interesting because it's all old. He's a big horror movie, old Hollywood fan. So he's had on like not Don Knotts, like Ken Berry and Larry Storch and like Boris Karloff's daughter and Lugosi's son and actors like that who are still around. But he's always talking about Channel 11 WPIX in New York, which is what I grew up watching because we only had 6 channels at the time. We had the 3 networks and PBS and WOR out of Chicago.
So
and
how's the
PIX.
relationship going? You're totally dating yourself right now.
Exactly.
How's that relationship? You pretty
Oh
good?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll
Second
own it.
base, third base?
Yeah.
Okay.
And PIX used to show. They were based out of New Jersey, I want to say, and they would show the Odd Couple,
Jersey!
the Odd Couple every night, and the Honeymooners every night. And my dad was a huge Honeymooners fan, so he turned me on when I was very young. So watching those old sitcoms, that's where I got it.
Oh yeah. Well, in California, in San Diego, it was KTLA.
Okay. Yeah.
KTLA out of LA, and then I think there was Channel 6 was the local one, and that's where you got all the reruns. For some reason, Sunday afternoons with Tom Hatton, he would play classic movies, kind of like a precursor to what AMC does now with
Robert Osborne.
Robert Osborne? Yes,
Yeah.
Robert Osborne.
He
Like,
just
hey,
passed away, I think. Robert Osborne, not too long ago.
One of the big guys. I think it
was him.
I think
yeah.
it was him. Yeah, and he would, hey, here's 30 seconds about this film, and now this film, and at every commercial break, be like, hey, Tom Hatton here. Now here's something else about the movie, and then go back into it after the commercial break.
Right.
And let me tell you, that was an education. I mean, being able to, between that and the library of films that the local YMCA would get, I don't know, from a school district. I don't know where they got them. I got raised on the silent Laurel and Hardy, on Three Stooges. My first horror film ever was the original silent Phantom of the Opera. Not scary at all. Not then, not now, but still
one of the scariest looking
And,
creatures. That thing, Lon Chaney.
He's got an entry in the big book of British Smiles. Yes, he does.
He scared the hell out of me when I was a little kid. I remember seeing pictures, when they pulled the mask off, and he I had the same thing with WPIX on Sunday. I guess right at noon-ish. It was kind of a thing. We would get up and go to Sunday school, and then come home and have buttered rolls and watch Abbott and Costello movies. They had Abbott and Costello, and then they have like the Bowery Boys and stuff like that.
Never saw Bowery Boys.
I saw some of it, and I couldn't it didn't make any sense to me. It was supposedly New York, and it didn't grab me.
And Little Rascals.
Little Rascals,
Yep. Charlie Chaplin, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, and God, there's one other guy that was huge silent film star.
Buster Keaton.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Buster Keaton films. Between the broadcast and the films they'd show at the summer camp or the after school program with the YMCA, I was already a pop culture whore by the time I was like 8 years old.
Me too. It's funny that WPIX Kevin Smith is always talking about. He was doing his Babylon podcast, and he was trying to explain this one show to his partner, who just he was making fun of him for being a stoner and not making and it not being real.
This wasn't Muse, was it?
No. It's Ralph Garman, and it's a show called The Magic Garden. I may have mentioned it to you. It was a locally produced thing out of New Jersey, and it was this set of a garden, with a tree in the middle and these two hippie girls and a squirrel puppet, and they would sing songs and do educational stuff. And there was the Chuckle Patch, and it was like a patch of daisies that had little jokes in them they would pull out, and they were terrible jokes.
So it's kind of like Romper Room meets H&R Puffin stuff.
In a way, but way low budget, like one set, one camera kind of deal, and it was Carol and Paula, and they would sing songs and play guitar and stuff. And Kevin's trying to explain this to it, and Ralph's like, "You're so stoned. You're making weird shit up."
Get the box sets. And that's the thing. A lot of those locally produced shows have such a limited audience. They're never going to be rebroadcast or put out on DVD.
Yeah.
It's sad. Now, for some of the ones that I grew up on, Sesame Street and Electric Company, they box set the hell out of those suckers.
Yeah.
And I bought those suckers, and I watched those suckers.
Well, when I was growing up of all things, of UHF, which would be impossible to explain to kids.
Who wants a drink from the fire hose?
Yes, the actual UHF.
Oh, okay.
Channel 68 we would get out of
so close.
out of somewhere out of New Jersey, and there was the Uncle Floyd show, and it was comedian Floyd Vivino, who's in Good Morning Vietnam. He's like the manager of the radio station, or the sergeant or something. He's in Good Morning Vietnam.
He ain't. There was someone above Kirby.
Yeah, it's not Bruno Kirby.
Not
it's
him.
It's the other guy.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
got a smaller part, but
Okay.
that's an actor named Floyd Vivino, and he had a show on U68 out of New Jersey called The Uncle Floyd Show, and it was this bizarre variety show.
Hey kids, it's your Uncle Floyd. Come out with me to the Pine Barrens, and
nothing like.
Let's just be us.
No,
let's
it was
just be natural.
it was like weird, variety acts, and he had a desk, and he had this puppet named Oogie who he did the voice of, but he wasn't a ventriloquist, so they'd always catch him doing the voice. It was funny, but he would have musical acts on. and he had to act like the Ramones on, and he had an act of a young up and coming band called Bon Jovi out of New Jersey.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was this bizarre UHF thing.
That's okay. A band I worked for, Assassin, I've mentioned it a number of times. They were on a program called Psych Shop, which was a I don't know how to even explain it. Psychiatric care over the air, and they had musical guests occasionally, and Assassin would come in and they played a song, and apparently the guy running the board never plugged in Tom's guitar, so only one guitar. Tom, if you're listening, and I know you're not, he still gets pissed off about that to this day.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like, it was my big thing. Everyone was watching, and they couldn't hear my guitar at all. Just a little bit through the, through the monitors and the other mics. You know, the lead singer's mic, because then they trade leads back and forth. They're like, na 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 na, because you couldn't hear it.
Yep.
And for some reason, nobody caught it. Nobody in the booth caught it. Like, aren't there meters or
Yeah,
this
it was
is
probably
somebody...
just too late to do anything about it. Is what it was.
God, just
We did a thing. There was a show on
local television.
Local
Yeah.
television here. It was a thing called the TBS Storyline, and it was out of Atlanta.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and they would have local human interest stories and stuff, and then they would have bands on the end. Like Zach Brown Band was on there, and My Old Band Acres. We did one. And it was kind of cool. They did a little documentary piece on us and followed us to Columbus because we were doing a thing for at Fort Benning with the troops and everything. But we played live, and the song we played, it still bums me out to this day because I looked at Tim. I was like, I don't have it. He goes, what? I was like, I don't have the high harmony. My voice. I'm not gonna. He's like, it's like, don't do it. I was like, I don't want to do it. He's like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
And he said something that still rings true with me to this day. He said, hey man, it's better to bail than fail. And I was like, God damn it, stop being so wise.
That's true.
Yeah. He's
That's
like,
true.
don't like crack note and be flat on television. I was like, yeah.
Don't immortalize it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so
the
I
thing.
didn't sing the backing part, and the song came out great, but it was like, damn, I didn't get to sing on TV.
But don't worry, when you mess up live, supposedly live television when you're a musical act, it doesn't follow you around at all. Like, what's her name with the backing track?
Oh, yeah.
What was her name?
Not Jessica Simpson, the other one.
Yeah, it's the other one.
The other
Ashley
Simpson.
Simpson.
Yeah, where you, oops, your backing track comes
And then, like, whoops, and then a little hoedown, and
then run off stage.
and then, yeah, exactly. And then get a nose job and look totally different and pull a
Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey,
Yep.
exactly. And they're like, wow, you were so attractive before, and now I can't recognize you. And I know it has nothing to do with your music, but I didn't like your music to begin with anyway, so
Yeah.
who cares?
You know who Jennifer Grey is married to?
I don't know.
Clark Gregg, Phil Coulson from The Avengers.
Oh, well, good for
Yeah,
good for him
them.
and her.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before. Just because you were famous once and you're not now doesn't mean like your life is in shambles and you're shooting heroin in an alley.
No, she gave it up to raise their kids, is what it is.
Is that what?
Yeah, she
well,
stepped back.
She tried to have a comeback in some TV show where she
Yes.
played herself
After
and
the nose job.
and they kept referencing, as an in joke, which is good. I mean, play it right out there. Apparently, it wasn't successful and it got canceled.
Yeah,
and
it didn't do much. But
So, but yeah, I mean, that's,
evidently that she did. Evidently, she had done a movie and then got the nose job, and then they had to do reshoots. So literally in the movie, it's like old nose, new nose, new nose, old nose. Like she said, like her and her co-stars were doing that at a screening of it, just screaming, new nose, old nose, new nose.
oh my god, I want to see that film.
I don't know what it is.
She was so attractive. I don't see what I don't know. You know what? If she's happy with her, rock on.
Yeah, totally. Well, the only thing.
I'm going to get a nose job, but let me see what some fat schlub in Atlanta thinks about it first. Oh, he's against it? Well, then I'm going to
I'm not
stop
gonna do that
because his opinion is so damn important.
Well, the only other thing is, and we'll do an episode on, is the advance word on Wonder Woman is that it is good. That they haven't fixed anything yet, but they've done
Well, it's there's no time to fix. It opens in a week.
No. I mean, they haven't fixed the sins of Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad in the sense that it's, we're not at Marvel territory, but it is really good.
We have learned. We have grown, and
Right.
we are not. Okay.
Yes, it's better. They got a woman to direct it, which is fantastic, as it should be.
Hey, I say let a woman come in and direct the guy superheroes. Who says women have to direct women? I mean, it's nice, especially with a landmark, because this is... Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first female superhero-led film.
Standalone movie of the modern era. Yeah,
I mean, can we think of any other?
No.
Well, you know what? There was a Catwoman film, but God, that thing was awful.
Yeah, I mean, the Resident Evil films. If you look at those,
Were some of those directed by?
No, they're all directed by Luc Besson.
Are they all Luc Besson?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's Mila Jovovich,
exactly
because
But I mean, female led. She's been doing that for a while. The Underworld series with Kate Beckinsale, and then whoever they got to replace her, and then her again.
Oh no,
she
didn't.
She bailed out of one of them, one or two of them.
I know when I get typecast, like you're like 5 films in, babe. You are cast.
Yeah, she did 2 or 3 of them, and then bailed out of one, and then came back for like the last one. But there have been
vampires and werewolves. Can't you just get along?
But they just, to not have a Wonder Woman movie this far. I was reading an article, and they said there have been 7 Batman and 3 Supermen since 1980 or whatever it was, or 1979, and 0 Wonder Woman, other than Linda Carter on television. And it's about goddamn time.
A woman can't carry a film.
Right.
Bullshit.
Right. And
I plan on seeing it opening weekend.
Yeah.
And it's not just because Gal Gadot is absolutely gorgeous.
She's perfect.
It's because she's quality. I mean, I saw just her little bits in
she was the best thing in Batman v Superman.
You know what? I have to agree.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 moments you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But overall, I'm all about.
I like Affleck. I really do like his Batman. I have big problems with the direction they took Superman. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. The way Zach handled that was not good. But she was like
Killing Zod.
Well, that doesn't touch it. I mean, that's bad enough, but like they completely changed his whole reason to be Superman with his father and everything. But we've talked about that. But
your mom's name Martha too? Well, I guess it's all good now.
That's dumb enough as it is.
You know what's really weird?
What?
That's my mother's name as well.
Does that mean?
Means nothing. It has nothing.
Are you a super?
It means that my mother was named around the same time those characters' mothers were being named, because these days nobody's being named Martha.
Yep.
You know, it's like, your mom's name is Ashley too. Well,
wow.
that wouldn't resonate as much, I suppose.
So yeah, we'll be doing the episode on that because that comes out this weekend. So hopefully,
next weekend.
Next weekend,
June 2nd.
This is this weekend.
Yes,
we are.
If you're listening to this, the following weekend will be that weekend.
And what was it? A year or 2 ago, there was a play in Atlanta, done here in Atlanta at Synchronicity Theater.
Yes, there was,
called The Lasso of Truth.
Yes,
and I didn't know. Like I knew a lot about Bob Kane and Bill Finger, the guys behind Batman, and Joel Siegel and Joe Shuster,
and Bondage, and
that's the thing. William Moulton Marsters, I think his name was, the guy who created Wonder Woman, was kind of a freak. Was really a freak. And I think there's a whole book that just came out about him. First of all, he invented the lie detector. Or the polygraph. Yeah. He invented the polygraph, which, if you think about it, the lasso of
is basically a polygraph.
Is a polygraph. And was in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
An open relationship. And into bondage. And like leather cuffs and bracelets. So
sounds like a man of the world. I like to buy him a beer.
Right, but if you look at Wonder Woman, it's like This is just a fetish of his.
Buxom. You
corset.
got the corset. You got
bracelets.
You got the
the lasso of truth. Yeah, the lasso that makes you tell the truth and that she would tie people up with. It's like, that's weird. That's, I'm glad it transcended that and became more empowering.
Some of the time, if you find out the origin story of some of your favorites, you're like, what? That was what?
What does that mean?
Oh my God. It's like I spent a month in Provo, Utah back in the 90s when I was traveling the country. Long story. And I took...
Those are three of my favorite names, Marva, Velma, and Provo.
And let me tell you, I was staying with a Mormon family.
Yeah.
Me in a Mormon household. Very much fun. And with 3 teenage girls. The parents were chill and knew I was, I nothing because I'm a decent guy.
Yeah.
But you think of someone who's like strictly like, we cannot have this, long-haired, earringed, 23-year-old in the house, they're like, yeah, you're cool. And I was cool. Yeah. But I took great joy in destroying songs for these girls. So you like YMCA by the Village People, do you?
The Village People in general.
Let me tell you about that in the Navy.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
She Bop by Cyndi Lauper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can I introduce you to Turning Japanese by the Vapors? Like no,
or Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol.
All these songs that had the subtext that their little Mormon minds never even went to. Never
heard of 25 or 64 by Chicago?
No, I don't know the story behind that.
It's Tripping on Acid.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's Chicago. I mean, no offense, but
right. I just tried to stay awake. It's about tripping on acid.
Quick, who's the lead singer? Was
Peter Cetera.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, well, he was one of the lead singers. Didn't they have?
If you leave me now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I got a soft spot for some of that 70s FM schlock.
Oh
like,
yeah,
baby, come back, or you're the biggest. That's. But I digress.
Yeah.
The origin stories of some of your favorite songs, characters. You're like, wow,
oh yeah.
Really?
I mean, there's the the easy ones like Lucy and the Sky with Diamonds, even though that's been refuted by them and such.
At this point, it's like I have a band that I really like out of Japan called the Kome Kome Club.
Okay.
And the name of the band apparently is Rice Club.
Okay.
It's weird pop, kabuki, funk, rock stuff.
Okay.
And I made the very bad mistake one time of looking up the lyrics to one of my favorite song of theirs.
Yeah.
And read it and went, that's not anything like the emotion that I get from this song. It's the most banal, insipid lyrics. Like I could write them.
Dopey pop shit.
Yeah, it's just like, and I'm a talentless hack. And I had to step back and go, you know what? Sometimes it's best not to meet your heroes.
Oh yeah.
Because you peek behind the curtain, and you're like, oh, it's just that.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah. Yeah.
But Lasso. It's true. Have you seen the Lasso in the Wonder Woman trailer?
The Lasso.
It's glowing.
Yeah, it glowed in Batman v Superman too.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It did, didn't it?
But I'm so excited about Wonder Woman. I'm really, really happy that it looks as good as it is. And evidently, there was a screening in Atlanta the other night that I didn't know about and didn't get to go to, but had friends who went to it. So it must not have been through the radio station my buddy works.
Yeah, speaking of private screenings, have you heard what's going on at the Austin Movie House?
Oh, the Alamo Draft House?
Alamo Draft House.
No.
They organized, I guess it was organized by the venue, one screening of Wonder Woman for women only.
Yes.
And, Austin, tiny town, one theater, nobody else, no, there.
Yeah.
Men are freaking out and protesting like, "Oh, it's one showing at one theater one time that you're not allowed to go to." And you could see it at a number of other theaters in town.
It's a movie. It'll be wide release next week.
Guys, not everything is for you.
Chill the fuck.
Oh my dear fucking God. I don't know where that comes from. Now, I understand if someone tells me I can't have something, I immediately want it. But in this case, it literally is 2 hours out of your entire life that you're blocked from something that is unblocked
you'll be able to go to
the
in a week.
entire rest of the time.
Yeah.
Now, if this was like, we're only showing Wonder Woman in one city, one showing, and we're not letting any men in, yeah, I'd have an issue with that. I'm like, hey, I want to see the movie too. But guess what? It's going to open wide in 3,000 plus screens, multiple in the city of Austin. That's where Alamo Drafthouse is. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. How sad and empty is your life that women get to go to something that you can't, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
That's kind of the goddamn point of it.
Yeah, because there's a different energy in a room when it's all men or all female or whatever like that. That's the same thing that goes on here with the Blue Stocking Society.
Exactly.
Everyone on stage and every show is always female or female identifying or gender curious. But every other show is just for the women or for the women that identify female. And then every other show is for everybody, for guys, you know. And at the beginning, people were just in an uproar. Like, how come I can't come to this? Like, oh, God, it's not for you.
Yeah. I remember I work with, you know, Maury Culberson.
Of course. Love me some Mo.
Yeah. I see her almost every day at the aquarium, which is great. And she was either reading or she was performing at one of the Blue Stockings. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing Blue Stockings." I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know if I can go to that one or not." She's like, yeah, that one's open. That one's open."
Yeah, you just check and go. It says right at the very beginning, this is an everyone show or this is a ladies only show.
Right.
It's, you know, if a bar's having, I don't know, ladies only night or something like that, do you crash the bar and be a dick about it? Good God.
No, all it is men being dicks, because if they did a men only screening, they would get protested. And, you know,
I would hope not. If some theater wants to do, we're going to show Fight Club and it's only for the guys, one showing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's out on DVD, Blu-ray. It's, you know, it's not, you know, if that's the way you want to roll.
But honestly, that's almost an acceptable double standard. You know, there's a reason they're having a female-only screening, and there's no reason to have a male-only screening of anything. But you're right.
But I mean, but you can see where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
It's like I would expect the women to go, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, we can see it another time, or, you know, it's just not everything is for everybody at all times. Right. You know, just I can imagine this news coming to people in other countries going, "Oh my God, you entitled, whiny little bitches."
That's so right.
You know, you think that's, you know, this is the reason why the terrorists hate us amongst 10,000 other things. It's like,
oh no, this is it. Yeah.
Really? Well, first of all, what? Women get to see film, men don't?
Yeah.
You know,
women get to make films.
People. Now, when it comes to private screenings, what I want to do is rent out an entire theater. Okay. And I want to show St. Elmo's Fire. Okay. And the only people that get to go are...
Medication time. Medication time.
Ran out of time. I will tell you next week.
Finale Really Names the Pod was conceived, written, and performed by Michael Reed and Dan Bauman, with Abdul Benny Hassan as the sound of splintering wood. Research, transportation, and exasperated looks by Courtney Lohner. Technical assistance by Cubase, Pro Tools, Skynet, QLab, Deep Thought, Big Brother, and Eddie, your shipboard computer. Financial consideration provided by the Wayne Foundation, Stark Industries, the Piranha Brothers, and LexCorp. Legal counsel by the Office of Howard & Fine. I didn't win the freaking Star Wars Omaze thing where you get to have lunch with Mark Hamill and go to Skywalker Ranch and go to the premiere. And
I'm not having breakfast with any doctors, so...
Damn it. Yeah. Our intro music was written by Tim Akers. This podcast was sponsored by Deep Shack Records and the production of Audio Primate. Throw us a couple stars on iTunes. Why don't you listen, watch on YouTube, listen on SoundCloud, stream us on Stitcher, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or email us, comlink@billionpod.com. Until this happens again, I'm Dan Bauman.
I'm Michael Reed.
Allons-y.
Audio Primate.